Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Chapter 3 of Battleborn, a Lore by Candlelight adventure, presented in collaboration with Cantrip Candles. My name is Philip, and I am your Dungeon Master, and I am surrounded by 5 not dragons. You've heard of 4 non-blondes, but let's try 5 non-dragons. Even so, roar hello, dragons.
Hello, dragons.
So yeah, this is our final adventure of Battleborn.
We have to kill this Leviathan, y'all.
You have to take out this Leviathan. It's bad news. I'll even show from the so in our very first adventure, you were in the Black Hound Tavern, where you got into a bar fight. The second adventure, you climbed to the mountaintop. You fought a few things. You triggered a couple traps. You met another noble whom Thanrith did not care for. And then you fought a Leviathan atop the mountain. And then it jumped off obnoxiously once you heard it a little. But today, Brinewater Tides, the next scent, where shipwreck. I wonder what this one could be. Speaking of which, oh no, we lost someone.
Yeah, Jed is gone.
Oh dear. Well, we'll hold a moment. In that case, because I was about to have us light the candles, although he could always light them. He could always light it in a moment, but. I guess I could do our recap from what happened in those. I mean, I sort of did a recap, but for a little more specificity, yes, we have this party. They have been sent out with modest rewards awaiting them, provided they destroy this Leviathan that is sort of hampering trade and safety in a region already torn by sort of war and various other issues. Hammerstead, a large city near the mountains. You have made your way across these mountains, coming to an overlook. You can see the sea beyond. That is when you were attacked by Leviathan. Although, in its fleeing, it did leave the staff of the towering spruce that Tree was able to pick up and attune to, being a very key druid item.
Yes, I get a good vibe from it.
I mean, it's like it was made for you, even though it actually wasn't. It was just made for this adventure to be the. If you guys can't tell, all the magic items are tuned to the scents from the candles. If that hasn't been apparent, every magic item is literally tied to what a thing. You haven't found all the magic items, but you did get that bowl of whiskey elementals, right? You know, yeah. You remember remember the gladiator you were fighting? She had a spear that was like embers, you know, like a fire place.
Yeah, I remember that.
So
I'm very excited.
So my staff isn't custom couture.
Your staff actually is custom. Yes, your staff. It's definitely
Okay,
it is
sure.
because the kind of like mass produced like off the rack version is just a staff of the woodlands, but yours is a staff of the frosted spruce. Because that was the scent that was in at the time on the mountaintop. Along with and you got those copal lions. Remember those? By the way, you have 2 lion figurines, copal resin lion figurines.
Are they magical?
Those are, yes. You found those that was in the cache.
Do they turn into something? Do we know what they do?
You know what? Because you guys took a short rest, I'm going to say that you do know that those lions can, as an action, those little miniature lions, you can throw them out and they become real lions. So, like, if you want some lions in a fight, you can bring some lions to a fight. Yeah. There was another magic item you didn't find last time, but suffice it to say, it was connected to coal. Because that was the other scent on the mountaintop. But so, for a little preview of today, you can expect to find magic items related to kelp, ozone, saltwater, cedarwood. In some combination thereof. But yes, at the end... I don't...
He just messaged me.
Okay, good.
He says about 5 minutes. His CPU just shut down, so he's rebooting and everything.
Unfortunate. Well, we will have him back as soon as possible. Perhaps we will... Perhaps we'll start with our. We'll sort of start at the earliest part of this here. Right here.
There you go.
I mean, we'll start right now, is what I mean. Oh wait, but I have to drag everyone so they're in the same positions that they had been, because.
That's just swapping.
Consistency. Yeah, there we go. I think we're back. So. At the end of our last session, hello.
Yay.
At the end of our last session, you had made it to an overlook at the top of the mountains, staring down at the crunch below, which is this kind of series of these jagged stone towers. You were attacked by the Leviathan in this spot, who was under the snow waiting for you. You did manage, the Leviathan hits very hard, but you did manage to hit the Leviathan back hard enough that it retreated. It jumped off the mountain, and we sort of said that it seems to be an odd and rather unsettling hybrid of a dragon/dragon turtle and a kraken is what this Leviathan is. So it sort of has some of that. It has a sea monsterish vibe. It has long tentacle-like appendages. It has too many arms and legs, but they're more like, they're clawed. They're not tentacles. And it dove off the side. I guess because the Olympics are going on, we would say that it got a perfect 10. There was no splash as it entered the water below, just in like whatever doesn't splash. I don't have a good reference for that. But having been pretty beaten up by that fight, you all elected to take a short rest. You could have stopped for the night, but you knew that if you did that, the Leviathan would just gain all of its. It would undo all the hard work that you did whittling down its hit points. So you chose to take a short rest. You also leveled up to 6th level. And the Leviathan healed a bit as well. But that is where we left off. So I think now, if we're cool, I think it's ready to light brine water tides to begin our final exciting edition. Ooh,
It smells so good. I already lit mine a few days ago.
it's a great one. Oh, I've already lit it as well. You can't avoid that one. All right, so yes, let us light the brine water tides. Enjoy the scents of kelp, ozone, saltwater, and cedarwood. I think ozone is a very nice.
I love that smell actually.
Yeah, ozone is a very smart smell to put for this kind of thing, because that really is what a sort of.
I'm hoping that means that there might be a nuclear device.
Oh,
in this.
Or lightning, right?
Or
lightning.
Lightning. It smells like lightning. Ozone is O3, right? Isn't that the?
Yes, it is.
That's the kind of chemical.
Bunch of ozone experts here in the room.
Listen, guys.
Team Ozone.
Team Ozone, let's go.
Big fan.
Ozone.
Big fan.
Ozone,
Hey,
yeah.
let's all get in
wasn't
the
there
ozone.
like a-
Can we all get in the ozone?
Wasn't there like a 90s cartoon superhero named Ozone?
There's Frozone from The Incredibles.
That's what I'm thinking.
Probably
of.
what you're thinking.
Probably
Frozen.
what I'm
Yeah.
thinking of.
All right. So, you have rested. You have attuned to some items. You have also determined that you have those 2 Copal lion figurines. I'll mention a couple things here, just because sometimes in these games we sort of go through stuff. You do have a flask of commanding whiskey elementals, and you have 2 Copal lion figurines of wondrous power. So theoretically, you could bring some additional, you have some things to summon.
Right.
If you so chose.
And remind me, the whiskey elementals, they function more along the line of like a water elemental, right?
They are a water elemental, but make it whiskey. To put it into modern parlance, but make it.
I just wanted to make sure that like if I just had in my mind that we would just like summon these fire elementals and go like, great, now dive into the water with us.
No, they're watery. They can swim. They retain their whiskey. Although they probably get a little diluted when you put them in water. You should only serve them neat. These are whiskey jokes, everyone.
You need to give them about 30% water to, really bring out the flavor.
You do? Okay, fair enough. Well, maybe it'll be chilled. Although it's going to be salt water, so that's going to ruin the whole thing. Or what's the other? Yeah. So okay. In any case, just wanted to mention to everyone they had such things. But at this point, you have finished your short rest. You have leveled up to 6. I think you all probably, through clever hit dice and the fact that you got some hit points for the level up, is everyone basically at full strength here?
Yeah.
hit point wise. I know some of you have expended some. I know you've expended some spells and some laying on of hands, but I know your fighter is just back up and raring to go. And now Tree has some more spell slots thanks to that staff of the Trowering Spruce. So with that,
Is there really a boy band from Romania called Ozone?
I feel like there has to be because there was O-Town and
correct.
there's O-Town and Boyzone, so someone would have had to put them together.
There is a band.
There you go.
That's pretty
Dragosta
fantastic.
Dinte. There you go. So with that in mind, I'm going to do our final read aloud text. Oh, actually, spoilers, it's not the final. There's a mid one. Oh, hold on. Our final opening read along text. The sea at the bottom of the steep mountainside is particularly disturbed. A few ripples still fading from where the Leviathan hit the water amidst the crunch. A series of sharp, jagged towers of rock that look like the talons of a protean titan grasping spitefully upwards from the depths. There's a briny quality to the air here, even at this height, one that might bring the sting of salt to your wounds. You long to rest to recuperate, but you know that any time you spend now is time the Leviathan will have to recover from the hard-won wounds you've already dealt it. And when you next fight the monster down in those waters below, you'll be in its element. So.
Oh, didn't somebody cast water walk on us?
Yes.
Questiver cast water breathing on you all.
Water breathing, that's it.
So all of you can breathe under the water, which is honestly
Wonderful.
a good idea. No roll is required for this, but we'll say if any of you have a passive perception of like 10 or less, I'm sure that's probably none of you, honestly. But you would not notice this, but the rest of you can very easily see that there is a series of very sort of sharply carved stairs into the mountainside. You know that this was an area that used to be used for trade, so there is a sort of staircase descending down, although there is a good bit of kind of snow and rock scree and things like that covering it up, is anyone want to make an investigation check, if anyone either wants to or is proficient?
I would love to do that.
Questifer, that seems like a Questifer kind of job.
That's a 21.
You suspect, Questifer, that since no one has used this in a while, the steps aren't going to be treacherous, but that's why they are not. They would typically just be a little more cleared off by people going up and down them all day, carrying things. But it certainly is a way for you to make your way down. And
I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace.
perfect.
Just the whole journey. I just keep redo it.
Understood. The only time you won't have that up in that case will be if you're casting a different spell with concentration.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right, so to go down these stairs, if you want to investigate other means of climbing down, but it seems to be a very clear path down to the water, and it shouldn't take you too long to sort of get down the mountainside. So if you head down that way, with the Pass Without Trace up, so I don't know if you're actively stealthing, but you certainly are kind of blending into the mountain as you go, in a sort of.
I don't want any trouble.
You won't have any trouble yet. Once you have reached the water, does anyone here have a passive perception of 16 or higher?
Yeah, 17.
Wow. Okay. So yeah,
nice.
Tree, once you get down to the water, you actually notice a few things. A few sort of notable sort of sights. One, you can tell that up sort of the coastline from you, although there is pretty much no way to walk there once you go a little further, there seems to be an area in the crunch further sort of down the coast where several of these towers have kind of fallen on top of one another and created sort of like almost an entrance into a covered grotto-like cavern or space. With your passive perception, you can tell that the wake of the Leviathan seems to be moving, or seems to have moved in that direction. So you strongly suspect that...
I'm gonna take us there, but question.
Yes.
Could I cast Locate animal, or is it too big of an ant? Or,
I'm actually can track this thing
okay,
because
great.
You
it's
can.
my
Yeah, it is in
favorite
fact not an
enemy.
animal. Is the problem? It's a monstrosity, but
Got it. Okay.
Agarita can track it. However, a couple other things you see, and others see this as well. There is a very rickety rowboat that is like 30 feet away from you, kind of like tied to like a fraying rope. Doesn't look like it's in very good shape. It's lashed onto a sharp rock, and like the fibers of the rope are being torn against that. So if you wanted to, you don't think that the spot you're pointing at will be accessible for. I mean, there's basically no shore here. You're on, kind of like a little bit of rock that you're sort of standing on. You could, however, go in the other direction. If you wanted to stay on the land, you could go away from that grotto. It will take you more time, but you can see that in the distance there are several piers. It's probably like a half mile up the coast, away from where Tree has determined that the beast has gone. So your options are to swim, since you can all breathe water. What could go wrong? To take this rickety rowboat, which is probably not going to hold up well, but you think can get you there at least. Or you could allow the Leviathan more time to rest and potentially get a sturdier means of passage by doubling back.
Well,
I think
if
that-
the boat,
Go ahead.
and if it sinks, then we swim.
Yeah,
I don't mind swimming at all.
Yeah, I'm sort of in agreement here. Like, we might as well take the boat to see if how far it'll get us. But if it sinks, we just swim. We can breathe underwater. But I probably can boat faster than I can swim.
Aside from Questifer, who has the Helm of Underwater action, though you won't drown in the water, none of you have a swim speed. So, it is. Yeah, you're definitely going to be better. You're much faster in a boat. So you'll take the rickety rowboat.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right.
Philip,
Yes.
I'm wondering if I could cast Find Steed
Oh.
and find. Now there's no animals with listed swim speeds, but I'm wondering because there is your DM may allow you to choose something else. I'm wondering if I might be able to summon a bluefin tuna, as it is the largest tuna that swims in a school in a collective action.
Let's
Oh,
see
wow.
here. There is
Maybe like reef shark, essentially.
there actually, I might be able to do you one better, although it might only be because it will need to be a large size thing for it to be a steed for you. But let me go to my good old friend Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden, to look in the monsters therein, and potentially find the remember those the tuna everybody's hunting in those the
Oh yeah, the knucklehead trout.
the knucklehead, yeah, knucklehead trout. Okay.
Were you trying to summon a school of tuna so that all of us would have a tuna to ride?
No. Only. I mean, I
okay.
can't. I don't think it really does that.
Unfortunately,
but I think
knucklehead trout.
I thought that was the loophole you were trying to.
No. More,
the
it's more
bargaining
just
you were
like I
trying to
wanted
make.
to find something that would understand my
Sure.
Unfortunately,
Damn
knucklehead
it.
trout are small creatures.
Tanrith, if you find your tuna, let me know, because I could also do the animal spell where I make it, be our little animal pet and do what we want it to do.
You could turn into a swim speed animal, couldn't you?
I think at this level, I think you can't. I think you still can't do flying speed, but you could. Yeah, Tree, you can turn into a beast with a swim speed, provided it's a CR
And then somebody could ride on her.
is low
Oh,
enough. That is
yeah.
also true. Let
Somebody
me look
small.
here at. I love this, so let's definitely go down this road. What is the
giant octopus also is a CR1
Oh,
thing, which
I
is
would.
large.
I want to do that. I want to be an octopus.
Reef shark is a medium, which is a CR1 half.
you must have a large for you
I
because
see.
you are you're a high elf, so sadly you are medium sized.
see.
Are all of the others the steeds in Fied Steed? They're all CR1.
No, I think they are. I think they're probably less. Hold on.
Yeah, if you can.
Could
if
we
you
have
can-
a
if you can
giant
tell me
seahorse,
their-
like a mutated huge giant
I think
seahorse?
giant seahorse. Yeah, like Aquaman style.
Dolphin, killer whale.
Yeah, killer whale would be no problem. I think those are huge. Let's see here.
Fine, Steve. Let's see.
Yeah, what are these? What are our friends?
Warhorse,
of
pony,
Steed?
camel, elk.
Warhorse is a CR 1
Is
half.
Yep.
Okay, so anything CR 1 half or higher. Okay, so we'll say from a minimum of whatever to a CR 1 half, size large, has swim speed. All right, let's see what we got. Survey says
Huge.
you have 4 options,
Oh.
and giant seahorse actually is one of them, for the record. However, Thanrith, what area do you think you come from? What is your where are you from? What was your sort of?
Oh, I come from a very posh area. Yeah.
Do you? Then, all right. So as you are standing here, and now this is a 10-minute casting for this spell.
That's fine.
Okay.
So as you take 10 minutes to begin to cast this spell, and as you're sort of preparing to do this, and Tree, for the record, you're a wild shape. You can do a max CR 1 half. So actually, these you'll have these options as well. But I'm picking one for Thanrith based on this for a reason I think you guys will find funny. Thanrith, you begin to cast this spell. You're seeking a creature that can swim, a creature that has a swim speed that will be large enough to carry you.
And that hopefully isn't too individualistic.
Of course. Well, let's get to that part. In the meantime, do any of you have, from your backgrounds or for any reason, proficiency in water vehicles? Is that a tool proficiency that anyone in the group possesses? It is. I think it is certainly unlikely, but it's possible. So we're gonna check in with you. Okay. Then in that case, Grayson, I think it will fall to you since your brother in a tin can is up to something else at the moment, sort of summoning this thing. If you would like to get down to the water, you get a sense that this rowboat, like there's the hull seems to be intact, but there's some places where like the boards are, kind of, if you push it, like the whole thing. So you don't think this can take much punishment, but you do think it is seaworthy, and especially because, well, if Thonrith is not in it, that will help, and if some of you are sort of smaller, that will probably help as well. But this rowboat is probably going to take some doing to sort of get on the water and row. Could you please make an athletics check for me?
Sure.
But because you can spend 10 minutes doing this, as Thanrith casts his spell, why don't you go ahead and roll this at advantage?
Okay. So that is a natural 20 for a 27.
Well, yes.
Whoa.
Damn.
Basically, you see, Grayson does almost picks the boat out of the water and puts it like in a, kind of like lifts it over some rocks, and is like, okay, now they won't scrape on that. And yes, Grayson, you're pretty confident now that you've got it. You sort of put what the paddles are pretty rotted and whatever, but you've got them in the oarlocks, and you're pretty sure that you can row this, is your hope.
Right. Okay, so it's gonna float us out there. I don't know how long it'll be a boat, and not just a bunch of wood, but we'll find out together.
Grayson, I'll help steer the boat, and I want Trita to go get in the water and just turn into a reef shark.
A reef shark?
Yeah.
Ooh. You could definitely do that, although, hold on. Is a reef shark only a CR?
CR 1 half.
They're CR 1 half, but it's there are going to be a lot of mediums. Yes, I will. You can. You could definitely do that.
And can when I'm the shark, to communicate with people, can I cast message?
You
no?
Unfortunately cannot cast any spells because you lack the somatic ability to sort of maneuver flippers. If you wanted to be
octopus. Could she cast spells if she was an octopus?
They're very smart.
You could, but I think the octopus, maybe there's
I
a
don't think that the
smaller
octopus is
octopus
a
you
one,
can be. That is a there's a CR0 octopus you could be, but that is a tiny thing, and that would just be on the hull. That wouldn't. But that one could theoretically cast a spell, moving some tentacles and hands around.
You told me what your plan was before. You think it'll be fine?
So yeah, you're going to become a reef shark. Okay, perfect.
You can ride on my back, I'll help steer the boat with my nose.
Actually, Questifer can actually ride on your back. Come to think of it, Agarita and Daisy not so much. But
Why not Agarita?
well, because
Hey, Agarita, who's the ranger now?
is Daisy gonna get jealous? Oh, speaking of Daisy, are you bringing Daisy with you on this boat, Agarita?
Do I have telepathic connection with her?
You have like a strong understanding, but you don't have I don't think you have like a.
I think
It's
I
not like a familiar
to...
where you can command it from afar.
Oh, I don't want her to get hurt.
She can breathe
I
underwater.
would tell her to stay around here, hide, and bring help if you don't come back. I don't know, a certain amount of
she
time.
could maybe try to go to the piers up the far away up the thing that you're not going to. Like
Somewhere safe.
somewhere help. Okay, cool. All right, you will leave Daisy behind. Okay. So Tree turns to a reef shark.
And I'll tie a rope to the front if there's like somewhere I can tie it, and then I'll like toss it to Questifer, so he can either make like a bridle out of it or something like that. But it'll just, I think, help
So
Tree pull us along.
Questifer will ride on Tree. Daisy's gonna stay here, chilling on the rock face. I mean, you are totally welcome to. Daisy can breathe under the water, but if you think this is gonna be a ship-based thing, it might be. I think you should bring her if you want to, Agarita, but you know that you're going into a potentially kind of amphibious situation, so it may not be.
I don't want her to get eaten by
Understood.
sharks.
Perfect. And that's why the Beastmaster Ranger is a fundamentally flawed class, because you never want your companion to get hurt. So you never use it. All right. At the end,
She could swim after us.
you want her to just slowly swim behind. At the end of 10 minutes, Thanrith, you reached out to your deity, your presumably extremely kind of egalitarian deity. I know paladins don't have divine, they don't have they don't necessarily say their specific god the way a cleric does in terms of organizationally, but Thanrith, as you do this, a steed appears before you. It takes on a different form, though, than you were probably expecting. You were hoping for some animal that maybe, that symbolized cooperation. The bluefin tuna would have been perfect. But sadly, that was, I think, not quite large enough, and whatever was in your mind, not quite present enough as you were thinking of this. And instead, what forms is the most, noble, whiskered-looking walrus you have ever seen.
Oh.
This walrus looks exactly like some friends of your father who would smoke their big cigars in back rooms with their bristly, and just kind of talk down about the lower classes. This is such a...
But my father hated them too. My father...
Sure.
No, my father was a champion of the working class.
Of course.
So.
But, and yet he had a lot of these people in his phone book. It's just, I'm sure was friends with a lot of them. Anyway, there's a walrus you can ride.
All right, I'll slap it.
It's got tusks, which is pretty cool. Does some serious damage if it bites anybody. And it has a 40-foot swim speed. So there you go.
Wonderful.
Can I stick my head into the water? I would like to see if I see any underwater animals around.
You may, but you're going to have disadvantage on a check down there because, both because it's sort of so dark and you do not have a underwater sort of particle vision. So though your dark vision will help you, you'll be able to see a thing. It's still disadvantaged because it's sort of murky and everything. But go ahead, make a Agarita. You can stick your head under, and you're able to breathe it, which is unsettling.
Tree's waving with her fin at her.
I wave back to her.
Okay. So yeah, give me a perception with
Oh gosh, 7.
a 7. Sadly, it's you're able to see Tree. You're able to see the underside of the boat. You're able to see the underside of Thanrith's walrus mount.
I just want to keep my head under the water while we go. So
Understood. Yes,
looking for.
You seem to kind of have like your vision really falls off, and it's just so kind of like you can see a few things, but you're not seeing anything nearby. Thanrith, you have that. Questiver, I think you're probably casting a spell here as well.
Yeah, I was gonna cast Augury and just make sure that this is the optimal boat for us to take, as opposed to the other, a bigger, better version.
As opposed to going down the side.
Oh, I could answer that question for you. It's not. But it is the fastest way to get there.
Understood. All right. So
Well, I'm just wondering if our fight would be better off if we took the longer route.
If
No
you're
time.
interesting. So you're asking if your fight will be better off if you took the longer route, and I get to do the dream of all DMs everywhere, which is in response to that question about this specific course you're laying out. Is this a good idea to take this rickety boat, or be better off going with this? You receive an answer of weal and woe. The most useless answer you can get.
Well, on the bright side, this is the best route. On the negative side, it's also not. So, I think we're in good shape right here. We're not making a bad choice, guys.
Questiver, give me another investigation roll. Let's let you use your kind of your wizardy.
26.
26?
Indeed.
Questiver, it's one of those things where you're kind of like, I'm like, okay, the augury is just telling me, like what the reason it is weal and woe is to go there is going to take more time, which means the beast will heal more. But you'd probably have a better boat. In other words, do you want to fight the monster with as few hit points as possible, or do you want to fight it from the best position as possible? And by taking this boat, you're trading a sturdy foundation for that. That being said,
Right.
4 members of the party at this point. Well, actually, Questiver, you maybe Agarita should ride on Tree, come to think of it, because you have a swimming speed.
True.
So at this point, the only person who can't swim quickly would be Grayson if your boat gets destroyed. So that actually does give you a pretty big leg up over the... So really, it should probably be weal and woe, not wheel and woe. It's like wheel and woe. Smaller
Gotcha.
woe than
Right.
wheel. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Also, before we start, Grayson, I was thinking about this, and I know you like to get up close and get hit a lot, which
I mean,
let me
I
just
don't
tell you.
really like the getting hit part, but yeah.
Well, I mean, it seems to happen a lot. I just assumed you enjoyed it. I actually thought maybe you should wear this helmet instead of me. That way you can actually, go do your axie thing, and I can just, stay in the back where it's softer.
Oh. You want to give me your help?
I was thinking, yeah.
All right. That's very kind
You
of
know what they say? Teamwork makes the dream work. That way you can go ahead and, make your dreams come true.
All right. Yeah.
I know how you like smacking things. Your axe.
I do indeed. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very
There you
kindly.
Oh.
I'll put the helm on.
I'm going to, in the interest of fun and to reward kindness, we will say that happened during your short rest.
Sure. So I got
You
attuned to
did
it.
hand that to him
attuned to it,
up on
yeah.
the thing. He is attuned to it. But yes. And we'll also say that's one of those things where you can unattune while someone else is attuning. Because sometimes they do this. They are like, it takes an hour each, whatever. Point is, fine. Grayson is in the thing. So yes. So now, Questiver, you're on Tree, and Agarita, you'll just have to,
You're off it.
you guys will figure it out.
Do we want to summon any of the whiskey elementals before we sit out, since they could also just sort of swim alongside us?
I'm concerned of them turning on us, so perhaps we should wait.
All right.
I don't know, but I'm not. I don't know.
I think we should do that once we fight.
Make an Arcana roll there, Questifer. You're the brains of this operation.
18.
Yes, the way the flask works is that you use it so whoever unstoppers the flask and speaks the command word is casting Conjure Elemental. So a creature will then be there for 1 hour, but it is a concentration. If you break concentration, it might turn on you, although it generally will kind of just fight anything, is the idea. So Thanrith is not wrong that there is a certain amount of danger. It also might be a thing that you would want to do, closer to the moment.
Right. Sure. Yep. That's good. I think you're right, Henry. I mean, we could probably ride on the back of one of them, which would be really exciting and very fun, and nothing like getting a little boozy before a fight.
There is only you only summon one of them.
There's only one.
Well.
Yeah.
Okay.
You summon one whiskey elemental, and then you can summon 2 lions. The lions, they can't.
Who cannot breathe underwater?
They can't breathe underwater, but they can. They can still bite. They can still swim and.
So they're just gonna drown?
Well, they can swim.
Yeah, but aren't we gonna go underwater at some point?
You have not yet ventured to the cave.
Ah, okay.
Speaking of which, with Thanrith and Thanrith, as you get on this walrus, the walrus makes the most, snooty, upper class, highborn sound you've ever heard a beast make.
I'm imagining a very in my mind I hear very Boss Nassy.
Yeah, I spur it hard.
Kind of goes and begins flippering its way through. And with Questifer on tree, Agarita and Grayson in the boat, Grayson rowing the boat, you do in fact make rather quick time to find this sort of area where these towers in the crunch have all collapsed in on themselves into this inhospitable cove that is covered from above. Let's have Agarita.
Yes.
You'll have advantage at this, but give me a survival check. You have advantage because of what you're tracking and where you are, since you also picked coast.
I have a nat 20.
A nat 20?
Yes.
So what does that bring you to?
+5.
+5, and then actually you double your proficiency for this as well, so it's +8, so 28.
Okay, yeah.
Very high roll, my goodness. Yes, so Agarita, you trees observation as you sort of were coming down here. You are sure that this is where the Leviathan's going. You're seeing sort of claw marks and things on the wall as you approach that assure you that it's here. But you also kind of some kind of ranger's primeval awareness, which I know is a feature, but we're using it a different way. You can tell that within those shadows there, outside the range of your dark vision. We'll also say this is a moment when you've taken your head out of the water, but you might see a little of this underwater too. You see that some form has moved deeper into the shadows. You suspect the Leviathan has seen the coming of a boat. But you know that rather than coming out to meet it, you don't think you're under an immediate threat. It has retreated further into its lair, meaning that it is there waiting for you, under the cover of these massive sort of stone columns that have all fallen in over themselves and created this kind of almost domed, rough, natural kind of little cove covered over.
I take one of those, I don't know, Napoleon or something poses, and it's just with a sword, it's to the cove.
Sure. Washington crossing the Delaware? Yeah, got it.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the one. Something in uniform.
Wonderful.
I do want to just point out while we're traveling, Questifer is constantly messaging different members of the party, just things that he's seeing. How it's like a running travel commentary.
Perfect.
Like, wow, look at the coral there, and oh, that's a very cool fish. Have you guys ever seen a fish like this before? Your walrus has the best tusks.
I can't see the fish. I don't know if I've seen it or not.
Let me describe it to you.
As you approach,
Excruciating and enthusiastic detail.
Understood. So in other words, even were Tree to be casting a Pass Without Trace, Questifer is talking so much that it is fully negated.
It's all message. It's all in his head.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Also Tree can't cast that because a shark, but the point being, Agarita has indicated that the Leviathan knows you're coming. But so in other words, it's all in your heads. That's right. It's all telepathic. So have fun with those thoughts. Grayson.
I think technically it's audible. It's just a whisper that only you can hear, which is very strangely not telepathy, but not audible.
Oh, that means you can't. That means that Tree can't reply though. That's true. That means a druid can't do it back if that's how it works. Man, they're mean. They're mean in this game. Grayson.
Can do shark noises?
You can growl. You can growl once for yes, twice for no.
Shark noises?
Do sharks make noise? I don't think they have vocal cords.
Grayson, you
don't pretend to know the larynx of a shark.
That's true. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's probably made of
cartilage. Had the opportunity to take one apart yet.
Agarita has pointed inward. Fanrith, you are on your walrus sort of steed. The steed is serving you very well, despite having a rather intrinsically, is it a celestial, fae, or fiend, by the way?
It is a.
This is tricky, actually, as I think about it, because the fae are probably the most chaotic and would celestials are probably too kind of.
I'm gonna say fae.
Okay, fae.
Yeah.
So, but that also means that it totally is messing with you and acting more regal just to be a dick about it. So yes, yes. Meanwhile, you're sort of walrus kind of paddling along. It's like, but you were sort of you're on one side. There's a reef shark on the other. The boat is here. Couple of gnomes and a stout dwarf in very heavy armor. It's honestly all of you with two people in armor probably could not have all been in this boat. But if you begin to row in, Grayson, if you sort of enter this, you notice that there are actually sort of little shafts of dull light coming through the cracks, the spaces between these rock tower. This whole area is considered dim light. So for those of you with dark vision, that is not a problem. It counts as sort of normal for you. If you don't have dark vision, however, which I think everyone but well, Tree, you're a shark now, so that's different. But
I have shark vision.
Shark, not dark vision, but shark vision. So if you guys want to light torches to see better, you may. But as of now, you're kind of sort of trying to keep it.
Try lighting a torch on a boat. I dare you.
Grayson, since you are sort of leading this thing, could you give me another athletics check to kind of row your way through? Because you soon find that you're having to kind of navigate a very kind of curving, sharp, treacherous thing. Fanrith and Tree, you two are not going to have to do this because your animals can kind of swim a little more.
Can I help him with the navigation?
It's by navigate, I more mean literally row around stuff.
Well, I have
Navigate is probably a misleading word. It's not.
Well,
about
I have athletics.
If you have athletics, please, yes, you'll have advantage on the roll, Grayson. Excellent.
Cool. Oh, that's helpful.
I keep forgetting you're a ranger. Yeah, sure, you're strong too. Yeah.
We get to
you made
20.
my sheet.
A 20.
Yes.
Then yes, you are able to. I'll say that Grayson, with a 20, you're able to get it in. You probably lose another 5% of one of your paddles, as you kind of push against a rock and there's a crunch and that just drifts off. But you manage to kind of curve yourself around. And we get to another bit of read aloud text. After navigating the sharp rocky walls, you find your boat bobbing in deep water in the innermost part of the grotto. facing the half-submerged wreckage of a galleon. From the narrow shafts of light piercing the darkness, you can see the glinting of gold, gems, and precious things along the decks of this crashed vessel. This is the Leviathan's treasure hoard, presumably confirming its partial draconic ancestry. But moments later, you see something else glinting in the light. The fangs and claws of the Leviathan itself as it rises out of the water, preparing to attack. Let's roll initiative, my friends.
Roll initiative.
Let's go.
All right.
Your
galleon
steed is
is-
just... What's
The
that?
galleon is sunk, or it's
It's partially submerged, so yes, you could theoretically get onto the decks of it. It might be difficult terrain, but you can see there is a sort of... So it's kind of like a shipwreck covered in treasure. We'll get to maybe what's on that. You guys can spend some maybe bonus actions or things to sort of see if there's anything of note on it, but you suspect there is, since it's a big treasure thing. All right, friends, did anyone here roll over a 20? No.
I
Well, then
rolled a 20.
You rolled
21.
a 21. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Hey, Tree, all right. That's those reef sharks for you, apparently. All right.
Let's go, Tree. Let's get ourselves on land.
How about 15 or higher?
Definitely. I'm going to throw your ass. I'm going to flop myself onto the boat.
Perfect.
Nobody's 15 or higher? Okay.
16.
Oh, 16, Agarita. Great. All right, 10 or higher?
14.
14. Questifer. We'd love to hear it. All right, Thanrith and Grayson.
9.
Okay.
Also 9.
Ooh, who'd like to go first of the Bash Bros of
Beefy
the,
Boys.
the Tin Can Alley?
I feel like you guys are initiative twinsies.
Yeah.
I know. I've never
Yeah.
rolled as poorly on initiative.
Who wants to go
with this
first?
character. I don't even have bad dexterity. I'll go first.
All right. That's fine.
Well, unless you'd like to go first. Whatever you feel is best for the group.
That's fine.
Okay.
You can lead.
All right.
We'll go have Thanrith, then we'll have Grayson. Okay. All right. And Thanrith, I'm pretty sure your steed will just be on your initiative, just to keep things easy. So
Okay.
you're. I think typically you're kind of using it for movement. I think you can ask it to make attacks, but well, you can always have it attack if you want to. Let's just go for it. So, walrus attack. Never. How dare you? Wonderful. All right. So
Sounds like another Sharknado. Walrus attacks.
I would relate that with like a walrus weather event would be rough. Tree.
Brutal.
Tree,
Yeah.
right now you are a reef shark, and more importantly, you get to go first.
I'm going to take myself and Questifer and pile drive, swim onto the deck and throw him probably a little bit, but I try to be gentle.
Understood.
But I'm going to immediately turn back into my tree self.
Perfect. So and I think you can turn as a bonus action, right? You can return to your normal form.
Oh, I can?
I think so.
Great.
I think you can drop it as a thing. I would let you. Yeah, you. So if you want to get you and Questifer aboard that, since sort of and yeah, you can get yourselves up on there, no problem.
So then how far away from the Leviathan are we?
You are going to be about you are about 30 feet away from it. From this,
How
from
wonderful
this thing.
for me.
It can easily climb up here and do this. But basically, you sort of you kind of flop up onto it, turning into tree as Questifer kind of rolls off your back, landing in a pile of gold coins. And yes, I'm gonna let's just, in the interest of fun and everything, bonus action earlier. Yes, it's a bonus action. So yeah, you have a turn here. You can attack.
And how
you can
many
take an action.
feet tall is it?
The Leviathan is it is a gargantuan, so it is 20 feet tall. It's very big. It's very, kind of rising out, although much of it's probably below the water, but it's a good... what are you trying to do?
I would like to cast Wall of Thorns around it.
I think because it has not gone yet, yeah, you can absolutely cast Wall of Thorns, and sort of kind of put that athwart it without that hitting any of your people, 100%. So
Okay.
let's see.
Nice.
I love it. Okay.
Sharp kelp. Sharp kelp.
I'm trying to pick these boxes. It won't let me in the thing, but I'll keep track of it.
Perfect. Okay. Wall of Thorns. Wall of Thorns. Oh, you get to do that from your. That's a 6th level spell. You get to do that because of your damn thing.
Because of my staff.
Yeah. All right. So what you're doing is, you're bringing out the big thing because that's what you should do with it. Yeah. You're using 6 of your 10 charges already. Okay.
Yeah.
Wall of Thorns. Well, let's see how this works. A wall is up to 60 feet long, 10 feet high, 5 feet thick. So it's definitely like, or a circle with a 20 foot diameter. It fits into that. Yes, you can encircle this thing. You know, maybe some arms and things are sticking out. Okay. Very thick. It has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
Well, it fails that.
7 to 8 piercing damage.
So I'm going to, it'll be worse than that. I'm going to expend one of its legendary resistances to succeed. So yeah, go ahead and roll your piercing damage. It will take half of 7d8 piercing.
Jeez.
But I've expended
Very
one of
nice.
those. This is a really good spell to have done to this thing. Wow.
41.
41. So half of that will be 20. Yikes. Okay. Nice. Not only that, it can move through it slowly and painfully. For every foot it goes through the wall, has to spend 4 feet of movement. The wall is 5 feet thick, and if it enters the wall on a turn or ends its turn there, it has to make a dexterity saving throw. Dang. Okay.
Nasty.
Well, maybe I shouldn't have put this item in the adventure since people can use it against the monster.
Oh. Well, now it's awkward.
No, it's perfect. No, that's great. Maybe you guys will actually live through this and I don't have to reduce the monster down. Okay, so that is Tree's turn at initiative count 21. But at initiative count 20, a Lair action occurs. Okay. Enraged by what you have just done, this creature is going to make the water in the lair a magical conduit for its rage. Only
Come again?
Only 2 creatures currently, I think, are in contact with the water, being Fanrith and Walrus. So can you please make a wisdom saving throw for yourself?
That's for me, correct?
Yes. Actually, your walrus doesn't have to make one because its intelligence is so low that wouldn't count. Huh.
Okay.
Go ahead and make
boy.
a wisdom saving
That-
throw, please.
It's that upper crust inbreeding.
That is why. That is literally the reason.
He has a recessed chin.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's
At least you have your
walrus, it's
aura
like-
now.
Yeah.
26.
Ooh.
Ooh.
26. Excellent. You will take only half of the psychic damage that the Leviathan's rage does. So you'll take 6 psychic damage.
Okay.
This is not a huge
Okay.
effect. This is just it's a little Lair action kind of pop of
Sure.
of anger water. What was the water you guys used? What was the water you used as the dragons that you were trying to sell? That was the golden water. That was
The
Golden showers?
golden shower.
yeah, but
Golden
like,
showers for dirt people.
for dirt people. Yeah, gold. Yeah, Lord, for dirt things. Okay, great. So that was its turn. That was its Lair action. It still hasn't taken its turn. Agarita, it is your turn. Unfortunately, the good thing about the Wall of Thorns is it's harming it. It's sort of leaving it, but it does block line of sight. So though you can see parts of it, you can take a shot at it. I'm gonna say, because it's part of it is sticking out, I'll say that you can hit it, but it's gonna be disadvantaged because these are narrower targets. An arm tendril here, a tail there. So you have
Well,
disadvantage
first,
on
at
an attack.
bonus section, I'm going to put Hunter's Mark on it.
Ooh.
You do it. You have to have line of sight to do that. It says the wall blocks line of sight. Okay, here's how I'm gonna ask you guys this as a group. We've set it so that yes, Christopher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The wall of thorns is 10 feet tall.
The Wall of Thorns is a 20-foot sphere to encompass the whole thing, is what Tree chose.
Oh, never mind then.
But yes, you could look over it, is what we're saying. If you,
Well, I was actually thinking you could look under it too.
oh yeah, you could stick your head under the water. That is true. Here's what.
But if
Here's
it's 20 feet.
here's how I'll rule this. If you guys are okay, if you guys want to be able to target it with spells and attacks and things while it's in there, that's fine. But that will mean it is not completely encumbered by it itself. So I'll leave that up to you. Agarita, how do you
Maybe
feel?
the wall of thorns is a little bit further back, so the
No,
front
I
of
think
it is-
I think it's completely enclosed.
Yeah.
I think it's more interesting.
Okay, it's a clean close.
Just
so,
a giant bramble.
so I'm gonna let you still take like a pot shot at it to kind of like, it's gonna get some extra coverage and stuff. You can do disadvantaged shots to kind of hit, tendrils and things, but you cannot target it with spells at present because it is not. Also, if any of you do go up to this, you start taking all this damage from the Wall of Thorns, sadly. So careful with that.
Don't touch the thorns.
Don't touch the thorns.
Do not touch it.
Danger kelp.
Well, then I'll just try to. How far am I from it?
It is closer to you all. It's about 20 feet away, or 10, 20 feet away, rising up out of the water, but now it's covered in these thorns. So you're trying to find
Can
a
I
little spot
actually
within.
move it a little bit?
Well, you're on a boat.
That I get out of the boat, I assume.
Well, are you swimming?
Is it all water here?
Yes, so you're in a water-filled cave, but Tree and Questifer, because Tree was a fish. Sorry if we didn't fully do this. When she saw there was a galleon, she swam over to the galleon with her movement. It would have, because she has really fast swim movement, it would have taken you guys like a whole turn to doggy paddle with armor and stuff to the galleon.
How big is the galley?
The galleon is a
Galleon.
it's like a big ship, and there's a lot of room on it, but it will take you a strength check to, if you want to this might not be a bad time for you to actually spend your action swimming over there, because the thing can't mess with you now. So you could do that if you wanted to. You
Okay, so if it's on, is it like on one end of the ship, and I could land on the other end and have at least 30 feet between us?
It's more like a shipwreck, so like you can crawl onto the part of it that's above the water where they are. Yeah. Onto like the sort
But
of
I
deck of
don't
it.
want to be melee range.
You're not melee. The creature is in the water, surrounded by thorns. Questifer and Tree are on this ship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to get on the ship.
Okay. So yes, if you'd like to swim over to the ship and attempt to get on there, go ahead and make an athletics check.
That is a 7.
A 7. So you dive into the water. You start swimming. You'll use kind of your action, your everything. You're still in the water, but you are on your next turn. You're just like a couple feet from the thing. You haven't kind of climbed out. You can't sort of do anything else. But on your next turn, your movement will get you up there, and then you can take actions and bonus actions and everything. Great. All right. Questifer, you are on the deck. Now you cannot target the creature with spells at present, because Andrew ruled this is more
Right.
interesting.
Right, I can't.
We can always hold our actions too.
You could hold a cantrip in case it makes its way out.
Defensive spells.
Right. No, I think I think that's pretty good, right? So, only thing I want to check is if I can cast Mind Sliver.
Unless a spell specifically says it, you have to be able to see the creature.
That's what I don't have the book for this spell. so I'm trying to-
Sorry. Yes. Let's look it
If
up.
I have to see it. Okay, never mind. I have to see it.
Like
So,
the only one is like Sacred Flame is a rare exception.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna cast Mirror Image on myself then.
Ooh, hey, great spell to bust out.
So,
We love to.
then I'm gonna move as far away as possible from this thing.
kind of climb through the stuff. Tell you what, Questifer, as you climb over, roll a d8.
1.
Wow.
Ooh.
As you climb over this stuff, your little gnome foot displaces a bunch of gold, and out of this out of this thing, you see one of the strangest looking, clearly magical weapons you have ever beheld. It basically looks, I don't know if Questifer has ever gone to like a crab boil, but this looks like a crab mallet. This looks like the kind of thing you use to like open shellfish, but it's like big and and golden and clearly magical and enchanted. Tell you what, make an Arcana check. Let's see what you can do.
Is it bigger than me? How big is this thing?
It is a maul, so it's pretty darn big.
10.
10?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty sure this is a magical weapon of some kind. You think it might not require attunement, almost like it was designed to be used in this fight, and that someone like Grayson or Thanrith could maybe do some cool stuff with it.
Cool. I'll pick it up as I climb up,
Okay.
and then I'll hold it aloft, and I'll be like, which is not very high,
Yeah.
but I'll hold it aloft, and I'll be like, oh, Thanrith is underwater, isn't he? I'll you know what?
He's on the water. He's like, it's a doggy paddle. Yeah.
Like, hey, look what I got! You want a big? It's like a hammer for seafood.
There you go.
And yeah.
Perfect.
I'll-
So, and you see 3 of him doing that, and I guess they probably all are holding up hammers.
That's what we have.
And there's just 4 of them actually. They're kind of shifting around.
Okay, Bunshin. Look what we have. So many hammers.
Perfect. Okay, Thanrith. Speaking of which, Thanrith, it is your turn.
Does this maul look like it's a two-hander?
This looks like a spy hander for sure. This is a 2-hander. This is a big heavy.
Grayson, do you want?
Yeah, to take it, I've got my shield.
I'm gonna spur on old Walrus.
The great thing for you is that you can do this around these thorns, and it can't like op attack or anything because it has a long reach. Actually, I can't see you. I'm gonna do a disadvantage op attack, and I'm gonna raise your. What's your AC already? We'll give you a +5 to your AC.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. AC is 18.
18. So you have a 23 AC. Its lower roll is a 13. It's very bad. So it's just kind of like one of those like claws kind of thrashes towards you, so it's used its reaction now. And you're kind of trying to get at you because it can feel some stuff in the water. That's blind sight. But you manage to get over to the stuff, and I will say that kind of free interact with object Questifer, you can drop it down to him over the side of like the edge of the thing. And Thanrith, yes,
You gotta catch the right one.
you do catch the crab mallet.
Oh.
Ooh, is it cracking crabs and seafood?
It is something like that. And Thanrith, I will tell you that as soon as you catch it, the walrus under you instinctively like pish posh does not seem to care for it. Interesting. All right, so Thanrith, you have that. That's just your movement because he's got a 40-foot.
Do I have any instinct about what this thing does?
Why don't you do an Arcana check just to see
Okay.
if you can tell?
Straight roll. 8.
You think maybe, just maybe, it's a mallet for
Okay.
smashing crabs.
I'm going to then. I mean, I'll just go. I'm just gonna go over. Can I attempt? All right. What are the logistics of me hitting this thing?
Its AC will be raised. It's basically the same thing that just happened to you. It's going to be disadvantage for you to try to hit like a small thing outside of it. If you'd like, you could hold an action for if it comes out, you could then strike.
I will go ahead and.
Or you could take it off whatever swing.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold an action to cast. When I see it,
yes.
I shall cast Bane on it.
Ooh, I love that. Okay, Bane it as soon as it comes out. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Okay, then that is so Thanrith, you've held an action, you've got a maul, you're about to prepare the whole thing. Questiver's up there, multiple copies.
And I'd like to be within, if it's possible, I'd like to be within 10 feet of everyone else.
That is
As
not
many
going to
people
be
as I can.
possible. It would be, they're all kind of up on the thing and Agarita's going there. You could probably try to get close to Grayson.
Well, then that's what I'm going to do.
Kind of shift your thing back to Grayson. Okay, perfect. Speaking of
I'll
Grayson,
have my shark take me there.
Perfect. Your walrus, sadly.
Oh, my
I guess.
walrus, sorry.
Grayson, you
Okay.
are in a boat. You can tell just from its rising that this boat was shaking. You strongly suspect this boat is about to be no more. But you do have a helm of underwater action.
Yeah.
Meaning you have dark vision. You already have dark vision. You have a swim speed. You can hold your breath 2 ways.
All right.
It's a great situation.
And you said that it's a sphere, so it's like completely 360 degrees encased.
It is, but there's some stuff you can hit and it can try to hit you back, but yes, you can't like target it with, you can't target a person because you can see their finger. I think that's what we're ruling with the spell parts, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. All right, I'll try to move this boat closer while I have it.
Understood. Okay.
And then I think I'll just I guess I'll get up right to like the spike wall,
Yeah.
and I'll just ready in action for whenever it comes through that wall.
As soon
I'll
as
just
you
take it.
see it, you shall strike. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Okay, we have some readied actions. It is now the turn of the Leviathan. So the first thing that happens is that on its turn, it has to make the dexterity saving throw. Fails, it will not use a legendary resistance again. So Tree, go ahead and roll 7d6 slashing damage.
D6, not D8.
D8.
D8, sorry, 7d8. Yikes.
Okay.
24. A lot of ones in there.
24.
You're welcome, Leviathan.
Boy. Yeah, you're even in the odds here with that. Very good. You see that it begins to move its way through this rather painfully. It has to go 20 feet. But for every 1 foot it moves through the thing, it has to spend 4 feet of movement. On its turn, it has a 50-foot speed.
Okay.
So it can only do a quarter of that, which means it does emerge from it. So the first things that happen is Thanrith, your Bane goes off. That's a wisdom save.
That's a charisma save.
Charisma save. Hey, that'll be better for you. All right. It has advantage on everything against spells because I didn't fully design this creature.
Yes.
Don't blame me for that part. However, I genuinely don't know what your spell save DC is. Does a 13 succeed?
A 13 does not succeed.
Somebody's been boosting his charisma over there, or his yeah. Wow. Well, congratulations. The Leviathan is baned. Against that, I will use another legendary resistance. So, no, you've burned 2 of them.
Yeah.
There you go. All right.
Good.
Okay. Grayson, your attack goes off as well.
All right. Oof, that's bad.
But the thing is, it has climbed through this, but it is still in it. So its next turn, it's still going to be hit by this because it's still within the thorns.
It's a
But
15.
now you can see it good, right?
A 15?
Yeah.
Sadly, a 15 does not hit.
Yeah,
But yes,
okay.
everyone can target it now. But you can go again.
Oh, I get 2? I thought I only get 1 when I do a react.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was a held action. Good point. It, however, gets more. Its first attack. Wow. Oh, doesn't matter. Its first attack just destroys the boat that you're on. But Grayson, you can swim. Not a problem. Its second attack, however, will go for you.
Okay.
A claw attack for a 28 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. That claw attack deals, snake eyes on the thing, 8 slashing damage.
Okay.
But then it's going to try to bite you.
Okay.
As it kind of just leans out. I know your AC, it doesn't hit. It should hit almost anyone.
Oh, it finally mattered. It finally
mattered. But this 20 does not hit you.
It does not hit.
It tries to bite, and you're finally... Its stupid fangs do rake across your thing, but it has not sort of succeeded, and now the boat is gone, you're in the water, but it couldn't get a handle on you. Probably also because you are swimming, that, like, it's, like, confused that you can swim. At this point...
And that taking defense fighting style has paid for itself now.
There you go. At this point, however, that is its whole turn, because it has used what movement it had to basically get, like, not even halfway out of this. It still has to crawl through and take that damage again or make the save again. Tree, you are now up. You are concentrating on that spell, so you don't want to cast a different concentration spell, but otherwise, the sky's the limit.
Can I concentrate and make a cantrip?
Absolutely, yes. Provided, yeah. If you want to do a chill touch.
Okay. Yes, I would like to do chill touch, but I'm going to add a +9 to what I roll.
Yes. So roll it at a +9
Instead of a
to
+7.
hit. It's pretty good.
Oh, and a nat 20.
Well, all right. So go ahead and roll 2d8 and add 16 to it. And I don't know if the staff adds to the... It's only to the attack rolls. It doesn't give you a damage.
Here on my thing it says 48.
48?
On D&D Beyond is giving her 4 dice to roll because she rolled a crit.
Right.
What we do is we automatically have the 2 be maxed out and then we roll on top. That's kind of...
So let me roll 2d8.
Just roll 2d8, yeah.
I understand now.
Yeah. Or just roll the 4 and just say the first 2 don't count.
Oh, it's 4.
A total of 4.
It's 18. What'd you say? 2d8. Oh, no, 20.
20. Perfect. All right.
Yeah.
Well, listen. I have to say, so far this fight, Tree has really done the most / all the damage.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah. Whew,
And
fun
also,
times.
I like all this money.
You like the money. All right.
Yeah.
That is that. It is initiative count 20. Which means it is a Lair action time.
Oh,
And
no.
it can't use the same effect 2 rounds in a row, so this time the Leviathan will use... Again, I didn't make this creature, so these effects aren't my fault. This one's pretty rough. The Leviathan will gain advantage on all attack rolls and ability checks until the next turn. So the Leviathan is... Despite the thorns, you see the Leviathan's eyes just, like, narrow. It's like, I am here to harm. I am here to hurt. Knowing that it's been baned, or it hasn't been baned, it had to do that, it's just like, I'm mad now. Great. So, Agarita, you may now cast spell. You can now bonus action and shoot and do all your...
But I need to climb up on the ship first, right?
Oh, yes, sorry, you do that, but that is within... Because you didn't make it last time, but you can swim onto the ship now with your movement. Your movement, if you want to take actions and things, your movement will get you, like, just on the edge of it standing up. You know, you're kind of like a thing that you can doggy paddle under. So, Agarita, you're now on the ship. Questiver's way up high on top of a money pile. Tree's kind of, like, a little further up than you, maybe 10 feet away.
All right. And finally, Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Mark. There's nothing you can do about a Hunter's Mark. You have Hunter's Marked it.
And do I have advantage on him, shooting him?
I don't think so. But
Because of those thorns or stuff?
The thorns will not grant any kind of advantage.
Oh, okay.
Because it's in this case, there's also sort of the hide of it. But let me just make sure that your tracking abilities don't give you any... I know you get advantage on this stuff. You get to add your extra thing. Yeah, no, you just get 2 shots on it.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. 2 shots.
2 shots, no waiting.
I have 18 and an 11.
The 11 does not hit, but the 18 does. That is its very armor class. So one of your shots strikes through. You can roll your 2d6.
I rolled 8 plus 4 is 12.
12. Hey. Not too bad. Okay, and with that, Agarita has hunter's marked it Questifer. The beast has emerged. You have multiple copies of yourself dancing around. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna cast slow.
Slow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Please.
Fun
Oh yeah.
times. And here's the thing,
that's
friends.
delicious.
What is I know how irritating it is that yes the archvillain gets all these, resistances and things. What's rough on this is I've only got one left, and things like Bane and Slow, it really doesn't want to have them do. It really regrets using that one from Tree earlier. 20 hit points versus these bad news. All right. Wisdom saving throw. Okay, it does have a plus.
Yeah.
Go, yeah. Okay, so
Yep.
and I get it. I get advantage on this, and it's got a plus 6 on these. That's a 2 on the dice. That's an 8. So can we get? I assume I need to hit a 14 or a 15 for you. I should really have I have Kraken dice somewhere. I should really have a thing. Rolled a 4, so that gets it to a 10. So
That's not a success.
slow is bad. Ooh.
Slow is really bad.
Slow is really bad. Am I gonna burn the last one? Ooh, but I'm gonna let it go. The creature is slowed. Anything else?
Wow.
I don't know what else. You guys are doing rough stuff. It may have to. It's gonna hold off on that. So, -2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws, which means the very thing it's caught in right now. That's bad.
Yep.
Didn't think this through. It should have used its last one. Can't use reactions, so you can swim up to it, hit it, do whatever you want. And it can only use actions or bonus actions. Only one ranged. Oh man. I said it'll go through. I shouldn't let this go through. This is bad.
Hey,
This is
if you want to use it now, that's fine.
No.
I got two more spell slots. I can do
You
it
got
again.
other stuff. It's fine. Okay. It also gets it might succeed at the end of its next turn if its next turn is real bad. It might use it because it has to keep repeating it. Okay, so Questifer, excellent turn. Now, Grayson. Oh wait, I went back. Oh no, we said Thanrith goes first. So Thanrith.
Yeah.
Bonus action, I shall use my Vow of Enmity against this hoarder of wealth. To get advantage on my attacks, I shall spur my steed and rushing forth, smash into this thing with my new crab
With
hammer.
your giant crab hammer, your crab mallet. Okay, go ahead and make your attack at advantage. And its AC is now only 16.
We need a workshop names for this crab hammer.
I know you said the California.
I vote
Rollers.
the California Rollers. What I
Oh,
suggest.
I'd go with the Kraken, but spelled differently.
The Kraken.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one.
All right, with advantage, it's a 24 to hit.
Well, that will hit. So, as you strike this, you feel the crab mallet. I'm going to use its name until it is officially renamed. You feel the crab mallet, working extra hard. I should have told you have a +1 bonus to your attack roll with this thing, by the way.
Oh,
to attack
okay,
and
so
damage
it's a 25.
rolls. So it's a 25.
Okay.
And you are hitting a creature that has a swimming speed, which means you deal an extra 3d6 damage.
Oh.
So, that will be 5d6 damage because it is a maul.
Oh.
Wow, and you know what's really great about
What's
this is I have two-handed fighting,
Okay.
which means I get to re-roll anything under a 3.
Oh, well, that is really great. What's going to be really great is if you crit with this thing, because then
Yeah.
you do 30 damage plus
Okay, so
5d6.
5d6, is that right?
5d6.
Holy, I don't think I've ever rolled that many
Wait, do you
on an attack roll.
Well, you're a paladin, so at some point you got to smite, man. If you ever crit, you have to smite on this. You get so many dice. You'll smite, and you'll have oh, that'll be fun.
Let's see, 24 plus, hold on.
And you
So
you also
23.
get a +1 to your damage roll magical as well. So
Okay, 23, 28, 29, plus 4, 29, 33 points of bludgeoning damage.
that's with the extra +1.
That's correct, yes.
So 33.
Yes.
Not bad for one hit. Swing again.
And then I shall attack again. So this is a +8 to hit.
It's a +8 to hit. Nice.
Okay, still not a 20, so that's a 24 to hit.
Hits though.
Okay,
this poor slow
5d6, correct?
5d6. 5d6 +4.
Okay, hold on. I just need to see other features and traits.
And Grayson, you'll be up next, of course.
So I'm just trying to read. I don't know how many I can re-roll.
This is
Fighting style. Reroll a 1 or 2 on damage dice. Okay, great. So there's no limit.
nice.
Fantastic, which means that, okay, so that's 5. I rolled 4 1s and 2s.
Well,
God, you get to reroll them.
get to reroll
And
those.
so that's amazing. Okay, so that's
That's great weapon. Great weapon fighting.
16.
Andrew's
Situation.
only playing marshals from now on.
Yeah.
21 points of damage.
So that's just to reiterate, you just did a total of 54 points of damage on your turn.
Holy
This is wild.
The Kraken is not having a good day.
And then I'm going to swim back, by the way.
Well, you can swim back because it can't take a reaction because it's been slow.
Yeah.
Should have used it. Oh boy.
Teamwork.
Yeah, back
That's
40
bad.
feet.
All right. Well,
Andrew,
you had to probably move up about 20 to get to it, so you're
You're right.
You-
How does it work with this? Can the steed dash or no?
the steed cannot dash because you have to spend your action to dash it, basically.
Understood.
But
Okay.
yeah.
I've never had a steed either. So
Understandable.
this is all new for me.
So
Okay, great.
with that,
You have a lot of the name options in the chat, Andrew, if you want to
yeah. Okay.
take a
I have to see.
Grayson,
Oh,
it's
I
your
know.
turn.
some good ones in there.
All right. Now that it's out, I'll take a swing with Hugh.
All right. Would that it were a
Um,
plant, Leviathan.
Well, so here's the thing. Okay, so I have, I believe, hit with a 21. I just want to ask, since it's so right now so enwrapped in a spike wall of thorns,
I see what you're
is it
trying to
more
say.
plant than it would normally be?
It is not more plant that you normally be, and I would say that even if you were to apply some of this damage, you suspect that all you would do is help free it more by
Yeah.
cutting out the thorns.
Okay,
Yeah, which you don't wish to do.
fair enough.
Slow is slow's bad. Slow's really bad. Slow
All right,
is
so
slow is a
7
mistake
points
to
of damage
leave.
on that attack.
Yep. 7
Second attack.
Okay.
7. Ooh. Oh, I'm gonna miss with that. That's 15. Just missed.
Even with it being slow, you managed to
but
honestly, Hugh in your hands keeps like turning itself towards the magical thorns beyond. Like it's like, I don't want to hit that. I want to hit those. What? I'm not doing that.
But I will go ahead and just action surge here
Oh,
to take
love it.
another round of
Why not?
attacks at it.
What better time?
I mean that'll hit barely. What's that? Yes, 17.
That hits right now. Wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah.
Sad
Okay, there we
days
go. That's
for the
13 points of damage for that attack.
Okay.
And then my last attack here is a 19 on the die, so that's a crit for me.
You do get to
Nice.
crit on this.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's max damage
That-
plus the roll.
So that'd be 16 points of damage on that one.
Not bad at all.
And I will just stay here to draw its ire.
All right. You are drawing its ire. It is its turn. Now,
Hey there, boyo.
the first thing it has to do is succeed on a damn dexterity, which it now gets a -2 to, thanks to the slow. Slow hurt it so I shouldn't have let the slow on. It was being overly cautious. Oh, so it literally has a -2. It had a +0 after this point. All right, so
It's
-2.
really fun to be Fuddle Philip for once.
It is.
Okay,
Feels
that,
really
however, is a
good.
So I did roll okay, so I rolled a 7 and a 17, so it's a 15 tree. What is your spell save DC?
Let me tell you what it is. Oh. What?
Do you get a bonus from those staff?
Ooh, I will check that for you while we're doing that. I'm not sure if it gives you a bonus.
Why
It only gives the
can't I-
bonus to spell attack rolls.
Why can I not find?
I think you have to click spells and it should be in there at the top.
Thank
It's going to be
you.
15 or less.
It's 15.
It is 15, so it actually does pass this. So roll your 7d8. It will only take half of this. Doesn't have to spend a thing on this. It only gets to attack once though, which really sucks. So rather than that, it's just going to steam breath. So let's see.
44, so 22 is the damage.
22 was the damage. Okay. 44, so you rolled 22. Half of it's 22. This thing does a lot of damage. However, because it will on its turn, and it's going to kind of like, it's not moving out of your range, it's kind of like moving through you. It pulls itself out of the thorn, so it's now done with the thorns. It's able to get the other 12 feet. It was halfway through its 20-foot form. It is now out of the thorn wall. It has gotten out, but it is all scraped up, miserable about it. Oof. Not good. It is so mad that you have come into its house. It's going to steam breath you. And it's
Me?
steam... well, that's the thing. It's a 60-foot cone.
Oh, great.
So I believe it can... it's definitely hitting Grayson and Thanrith. They're here. It's doing that. But the question is who it can hit on the boat. So I'm actually going to take the rare step of a... I'm gonna have it make an intelligence roll. Like to try to calculate who all it can get.
Right?
I've rolled a 19 on the die. So I am going to say that Agarita was close to the side, Tree had gone up. Questifer, you're the only person not in its line of fire here. Because you're far up on the boat, you're there. So it's going to basically breathe at Thanrith,
I'm
Grayson,
the only one that matters. It's
Tree, and
perfect.
Agarita.
Is he 60 feet from me?
He is... Yes, he's definitely within 60 feet now because he swam forward.
Okay.
So
So at a certain point, I take a Hellish Rebuke reaction to that.
Oh, I think, is Hellish Rebuke only to an attack roll? Or is it to any damage?
Oh, it just says, in response to being damaged by a creature within 60 feet of you. That
You can absolutely Hellish Rebuke it. That's wonderful. So, everyone please make a... You've all taken some of this before. Constitution saving throw, my friend.
Who is within 10 feet of me?
Is
Only
this magic
Grayson
or not
and your
magic?
steed.
Okay, so
What is that,
they...
Agarita?
You
It's
get a
not
plus
magic,
3
right?
to your...
It is not a magic effect.
What kind of
Oh,
damage
no.
is it?
It's going to be fire damage.
Fire?
And then my steed takes it too?
Your steed takes 2. This might be the end of Mr. Walrus.
Cuckoo.
I'm gonna do reaction.
Okay?
He's an Eggman more than a walrus.
Absorb elements.
You're casting Absorb Elements as a reaction. Okay, so first of all, everybody make the Constitution saving throw. Let's see where we are with that, and then we can do...
Does a 15 save?
A 15 does not save against it.
Does the 17 save?
17 is the DC.
Well, the walrus saved.
The Walrus
And
saved.
18 saves too.
An 18 will save as well.
How about a 31?
31 will... A 31 con save will save, yes.
Grayson.
Questifer,
has
you don't have to
very
do it.
strong
Tree, how did you
constitution.
do on your save? You rolled a 15.
15.
Okay, so Tree, you do take a lot here, and this is... Tree, this will be like a big chunk. It deals...
No, I take a bunch. Oh,
Oh,
too.
you failed. You failed.
Oh,
the Walrus.
I rolled like
Okay.
a 4.
Understood.
I have a
So
horror.
if you failed, you take 34 points of fire damage.
I'm out.
You're down. Thanrith is unconscious. Falls
Yep.
off. The walrus
The-
also disappears.
Yes.
In addition,
34 points of damage.
34 points of damage. So Thanrith falls, kind of like the crab mallet kind of splashing into the water. Agarita, are you going to cast Absorb Elements in response to that?
Yes.
Okay. So you did save because you had an 18.
Yes.
So you take half again. So you take 8
Horror.
because it was 17. So half of that is 8. But Thanrith, having done this glorious thing of cracking it just responded by steam, and that is what happens sometimes at the crab boil. Sometimes you crack the crab, but sometimes you get a face of crab steam.
Sometimes the crab cracks you.
Sometimes the crab cracks you. I keep forgetting that you are a a dump stat Constitution paladin.
This is a real thing, though. The amount of times I've like pulled a lid off of a boiling pot of water and just gotten steam in my face.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm still a very skinny boy.
Tree.
Alright? I don't feel well.
You are going to hellish rebuke the creature. Is that correct?
Yes, and do I have to make a concentration save?
I
for the
don't.
wall
Oh, you do have to
sword?
make a concentration save for the.
Oh yeah,
for
me
the,
too.
For what are you concentrating on, Agarita?
Hunter's Mark.
Oh yes, go ahead and make that. It was only 8, so the DC you just have to hit a 10. But yeah, Tree, go ahead and do a.
I hit a 12.
You're fine.
Plus
Tree, go ahead and make
5.
a Constitution saving throw. In addition. So you took 17, so it's the DC is.
I rolled a 2, so that does. My roll.
Well, the thorns have done their job, so the thorns
Yes.
disappear. It's made its way out of the thorns, so those.
Okay,
disappear.
but yes, I do want to do a hellish rebuke.
All right, a hellish rebuke, which is a certainly a spell.
So it must make a dex save,
-2 on both of these. Nope.
or it takes 3d10 fire damage.
Roll your 3d10 fire damage. Hold on. Roll your 3d10 fire damage. You guys might see something that surprises you here.
Oh my god, it's so low.
It's low.
13.
Okay. 13.
Yeah.
It will use its final legendary resistance to not die.
You guys.
All right.
Also, Tree, I think you might, because that was fire damage, right? Did you take half damage from that?
Oh, are you? You're resistant to fire damage. Oh yeah, you only took 7. You only took 17.
No, I only took 17.
Good catch.
Just for that, you're gonna get healed.
Well, you know what?
Otherwise,
On second thought.
otherwise, Tree was looking
All
at
right,
a 4-way split of the gold.
So it had to spend that legendary resistance to not die. So now it's going to make the wisdom save again to try to get rid of slow. That's a 13 or 1 on the die, so it's still slow.
Still slow.
So, top of the round, Tree, it is your turn. You understand that it has a very modest number of hit points left. At a maximum, you think it has 7 hit points left based on sort of half of 13 and things. So, anyway, what would you like to do with your action?
I gotta do chill touch.
Chill touch, it's a +9 to hit.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh. Does it 18 hit?
Yes, it does. So, roll your 2d8.
Slowed.
Slow was it should not have allowed.
11.
And with that, Thanrith is bobbing in the water, but Tree, this actually is a fun thing because she hit with it once here, but every session Tree has tried to do a chill touch and it has not worked.
Yeah.
The chill touch keeps just like not hitting stuff, grabbing the wrong stuff. But now
That's
this
correct.
huge thing kind of coming out of this thorns, being hit with this mallet and slowed, and Grayson and Agarita just kind of chipping away at it. Finally, the chill touch. Where do you want the chill touch to strike it on its krakeny dragon body?
Right in its dumb throat.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yep. With that, the beast shudders and lets loose a blood-curdling, gargling scream before falling into the water, its gas-filled form floating, which will make it convenient, even though you guys can all swim and breathe underwater. It will make it convenient for you to cut its head off, since that was recommended that you bring its head back. However, we'll stay in initiative just in case. Actually, Tree, do you have a healing word?
Yeah, I do. I wouldn't
Then
cast
you will.
healing
Yeah, you
word.
can. Then we don't even have to stay in initiative. You can heal Thanrith up and.
Yeah.
And
Three
go ahead.
at the higher level, 3d4 plus 4.
Do you want to roll it?
Oh. Okay.
Understood. But with that, as Thanrith, as you're brought back, your walrus sadly
You
is
take
gone.
12. healing points.
All right, I'm ready to get it.
It's
I
floating
did
there,
it.
tongue lolling out. Oh wait, you said your
done.
walrus saved?
Yeah.
Oh, the walrus has 22 hit points. I'm so sorry. The walrus is still there.
Right, but-
So Thanrith, you awaken to see your walrus looking at you like so like disapprovingly. Almost as if on its stupid walrus face, what it's saying is, you know, if you hung out with a better class of people, stuff like this wouldn't happen.
I dismiss him.
Well, we're not classy enough for your walrus.
No, he's ridiculous.
However,
Thanrith.
with that, you have defeated the Kraken.
Nice.
Questifer, Agarita, and Tree are standing on a ship covered in treasure.
I'm looking for jewelry.
Do
Looking
we
for
have a
jewelry.
bag of holding? Because I'm going to hold all of this.
I don't think anyone has a bag of holding. But so yeah, what do you guys want to do at this point?
Stick as much treasure as I can into my pockets and my
Understood.
backpack and whatever.
Thanrith and Grayson,
mean-
you're in the water. Are you doing anything?
Yeah,
I'll
I'd
swim over to the people.
yeah, I'd climb on the boat and help them sort of search through.
You
see
sort
if
of
there's
climb on the
anything.
boat. Things you find upon the boat include a ring. See, there's a lot of useful stuff in here that you guys didn't fully need because of clever other things. You find a ring of swimming, a wand of the depths, which is a wand of magic missiles that allows a creature holding it to breathe underwater. And in addition, the magic missiles it fires are shaped like wads of kelp and seaweed.
Nice.
You
Nice.
find the crab mallet, which you've already found. You find a waterlogged chest containing 2,348 gold pieces, 6,780 silver, and 2,575 copper.
This will be wonderful to distribute among the people.
Agarita, you specifically
people.
find an emerald necklace on a gold chain. Approximate retail value 250 gold. You also find a statue of a gold mermaid juggling sapphire seashells. 800 gold pieces would be your estimate for that. You find a glass jar of rare cedar oil. Probably net you about 50 gold pieces. You also find a purple fishing hook worth 2 copper. Had you gone to the docks, that would have meant something. Lastly, you find a magical shield amidst these treasures.
How many more?
A magical shield. It is the ozone shield. It has 3 charges. You may use your reaction to use a charge, creating a barrier of crackling ozone around you until the start of your next turn. You have a +5 bonus to AC and are immune to lightning damage. You regain 3 charges at dawn. So in
That's
other
a
words,
good
it's
one.
sort of like a shield that lets you cast shield.
Yeah.
That's a hat on a hat.
Yeah, it's a hat on a hat. You are either of you sword and board, or are you both two-handers?
No, I'm.
If you
Grayson
sort
is
of,
a
no,
sh-
I'm, yeah, that's perfect for you.
Yeah.
That's
So there's the
excellent.
ozone shield, the crab mallet, lot of gold, a lot of fun stuff, and a Leviathan that you can cut the head off of. Also,
the
conven-
people's cracker.
conveniently, there's an intact lifeboat on the other side of the galley.
Oh, it's just right there.
Yeah,
It's just over there.
yeah.
I want to bring that Leviathan head back to that dum-dum who tried to sell me the stone. Be
Understood.
like, yeah, I didn't need your dumb stone.
You want to go back?
We
So
totally forgot to use the whiskey spirits.
you did.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't use your whiskey spirits or your lions, but you got them for another time. So with
Okay.
I
that,
think
Cast
we could use the.
Phantasm
I think we could
Force.
use the
I was
whiskey
really excited by
spirits
that.
back at the tavern.
at the Blackhound Tavern. So speaking of which, blow out this
Oh,
candle.
yeah.
Everyone relight Blackhound Tavern. I'm just kidding. That's too much. But with that, you can return. Now, I do describe in this module. Some sadistic GMs might wish to play out the return trip in grueling detail, forcing rolls for them to load their ship, maneuver it out, and then continue rolling on the mountain encounter table from Chapter 2 as they have a huge Leviathan head kind of slowing their progress and confusing stuff. But this is not officially advised. And because it is 922, such things will be hand-waved. So, because you have returned with this, we have a final block of read aloud text. The aromas of firewood and whiskey are most welcome. as you return to the Black Hound Tavern in Hammerstead. Upon seeing the Leviathan's severed head, Jude Barrelchest hustles you into a booth and serves you stiff drinks and hot foods. After your journey, that's probably very welcome, giving you a chance to warm up before inquiring about your quest. In the meantime, he takes the head from you and gets various regulars to help him mount it on the wall above the bar. Soon, the tavern is crowded with revelers from all across Hammerstead, grateful for all you've done. The end of this Leviathan is something to celebrate. Jude Barrelchest will also sort of, kind of bring to you kind of, all right, so, here's the gold, although I see seems like what I can offer you is probably paltry compared to what you found in the Horde. That shield is something.
Yeah, isn't it? Also, you're probably going to want to do something to actually preserve that head. We just sort of cut it off and dragged it here.
Well, yeah.
It's going to start smelling pretty rank in a bit.
We'll lacquer it or something. We'll take it down and get that right. He kind of looks at your hammer, Thanreth, and says, "Oh, that's, what you call that thing?" You guys have a name for it? What's the hammer? What is it? Got a name for it?
The crack, and
I get it. Agarita, you are allowed to bring Daisy in. That was the deal.
Daisy is wearing a giant pink bow, and her unbroken tusk is covered in gold. And she would like to drink the finest whiskey from a bowl.
You're giving whiskey to... All right, yeah, that's fine.
That's how she looks.
When that request is made,
Yeah.
you can request her unstop her the bottle and get the whiskey elemental out and say, "Drinks for everybody, whiskey around."
You do so, and that
We're
means that,
taking elemental tonight, guys.
that Dame Lursine will actually kind of come
Yeah,
over
we'll
and
get you
say...
all fucked up.
She's wonderful to hear that you've done so. Congratulations. I'm so happy that it has worked out for you. Oh, that's wonderful news. Tree, a rather shady gentleman with his pig iron armor, kind of walks up and goes, "Hey, looks like you guys didn't do half bad out there. Yeah, you didn't need my little stone after all, did you? Huh?
You dumb stone.
Oh no, it would have worked. I mean, it would have worked. I mean, you look a little worse for wear. I mean, you don't. You still look good, but your buddies, they look like they've been through it a little, so it would have made it easier. Could have done it. Bing bang boom. Cut it up on your beauty
You
sleep.
insulting my friends?
I mean, I'm not insulting. I'm just saying, you seem like a high class lady. You could run with a better group. Come on.
Tree is gonna flip a table.
And the end of another board fight. Board fight.
And call you a prostitute.
All right, let's do it again.
All right.
The whiskey spirit is roaming, so it's a fight.
I cast
The best way to
slow on
celebrate-
everybody.
The best way to celebrate
You're
a
like-
fight is with another fight.
You're like, I've learned a great new spell. It really works.
oh yeah, I'm gonna go after that dame.
You're just attacking. All she's done is.
Yeah, is systemically oppress everyone. Yes.
I light the elemental on fire.
She's still. I
get
love that
him.
she's still in there.
Yep, she's happy. So, Tree, as you do this, as you sort of Tree, go ahead and do like an attack roll. Oh wait, you got your slap with your extra thing for your you get your thing. So roll one of your unarmed strikes on this guy if you want to.
Okay.
If you want to do your first thing to close us out here.
Where would that be under?
It's under actions. It's under your
There
attacks.
it is. I see it.
It's the fighting style unarmed
It was
strike.
lame. It was a 10.
A 10. Ooh, pig iron gem, I think. Okay, so basically you slap him and he just kind of rolls with it and he's like, oh, and he's like, he kind of says, "You really remind me of my mother." Yeah, Agarita.
And then I
Every
make
leg-
out with him.
And then Daisy do an attack roll too. Daisy just ramps him from the behind.
Well, Daisy can try to, but Tree's already making out with him, so you'll ram one of his bandit
But
people.
bites him.
But I
Bites
do like
him.
the idea that Tree
Can he
started
bite him?
What's that?
Can Daisy bite him?
I think Tree has taken him off the board, but I do like the idea that Tree started a bar fight but then is instead making out with the person she was fighting. So everyone else is fighting.
Yeah.
Oh dear. But yes, go ahead and make an attack roll for Daisy against one of his goons.
17.
That will hit. So yes, as Daisy bites a goon, as Thanrith attacks Daimler Scene, Grayson, is there anyone you're going after?
No, none in particular. Just
oh, that you can
whoever's
go after
closest.
Valara Valaxum. She's still there.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'll go.
okay.
That's fine.
Wow. Perfect.
I think, like,
I don't know, Questifer?
Questifer's alternately casting Slow and Phantasmal Force, making people afraid and run away.
Understood. Are you including your own teammates in these spells?
No. These are we've been through the ringer together. We're teammates now. The rest, we're gonna take on the world. Adventuring crew, go forth.
Well then,
Kraken
on that
heads.
note, as Jude Barrelchest just like looking at the Kraken head and watching this and just being like, oh, well, I suppose I'll give it 5 minutes. That is where we'll end today's session. With another barroom brawl.
Family.
Goodness. Well, everyone, well done.
It's a TV show, honestly. It could be a TV series.
Yes. Very well done, everyone. For some reason, Thanrith attacking Daimler Scene is my favorite egregious moment at the end there. Probably he just looks at her and he sees the walrus and he's like, you must pay.
That's right. That's right.
It's projection 101.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think as I'm like reaching out to punch her, I think I'm saying something like, I'll teach you to leave me in the depths of the water.
She's... Oh, I guess I'll reveal that halfway through this fight, she turns into her werebear form. That kind of explains, whatever. That's also the reason.
Oh.
That's the reason, by the way, that Daimler Scene doesn't go into the mountain. She couldn't go fight the Kraken herself, or the Leviathan herself. Whenever she goes in the mountain, she wants to hibernate. Like, she'll get halfway up and just be like, I gotta sleep.
I'm too tie-tie.
Yeah, she's like, I can't do it, so I must... You go on, I just need to take a quick nap.
Typical. Yeah, you go on and do the work for me, right? That's right.
That's fine. They don't do her any damage. He's like, oh, sorry, young man. Immunity to non-magical attacks, because those were creatures are crazy. But you can work some aggression out, certainly. So as Daisy bites a bunch of people, as Questifer casts spells, as Grayson attacks Valara Valaxum, as Tree and Pig Iron Jim form, this is a backdoor pilot for I don't know what the medieval equivalent of mob wives would be, but that's what it is.
It's like there's a I can't remember a movie. There's a scene though, right, where like two people are like making out as like a fight is and it's like fighting around
I can
them. It's
picture
like a
that
slow mo
scene.
thing. I can't remember what movie it's from though, but it's very stylishly done. But alas.
Well, the housewife that Tree Gorga is based on is known for flipping a table. So I had to work that in at the very end.
Great. I like how your characters are based off of reality stars.
I told Philip from now on, every character I come up with is going to be based on a Bravo.
I'm just going to mention
Asshole.
it because it's something we will do. I don't know if it'll be a long format thing or a short thing like this. At some point, because we have multiple players on this channel.
There will be a crossover.
There is going to be... We're going to run a Bravo-style campaign. And
Yes.
I've actually done this off stream before, but effectively, there will be a campaign where there's also a camera crew pulling people aside for confessionals on the campaign.
Oh, excellent.
I'm totally into the
Yes.
fashion one. I love that show.
The fashion one? The
Project
Project
Runway.
Runway?
Project
Great.
Runway. And I love the Top Chef too.
Yeah.
Before
Those are like... I'm not trying to besmirch
Those are very highbrow
something.
shows.
Those are kind of those are like the older. Those are the early 2000s Bravo.
Yeah, I usually
Everything
refer-
changed with Real Housewives of Orange County.
Yeah, I usually refer to that as like those are contest reality shows, right? There's even now there's like a
do I
different
have to watch trashy
thing,
reality
right?
shows?
Yes, you do.
I mean, well, you don't have to, but that's what's being spoken about right now. Everyone, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of sneak peek at the right side up Battleborn. The Battleborn Adventure Triptych. So, like the stealth one you saw, and we also I don't have an exact date for it. We are going to be running a third one for Pensive, which is the other Adventure Triptych. That'll be in the next month or two. With another lineup of our team here. So you can get all of these from Cantrip Candles in the fall of 2024.
They smell really good.
They smell so
They
good.
do.
Brine Tides is a particularly
good one.
nice fragrance. It has that sort of like seaside kind of vibe. So join us for all of this now. We are off for a couple of nights here this week because I'll be out of town. So if you are participating in downtime for the Dreamlands, just know that you have an extra whole week to pick between Arc or Light. Arc is currently winning, but Light has been surging back because Pierce switched sides. I suspect if Light starts to win, Pierce will switch back again. That's genuinely what I think he'll do.
Yeah, you've read me.
Yeah. They're both pretty fun. I have to say the Arc is... I have a bit of a sweet spot for Arc myself because it would be fun to go back to the Vanda knows it well, to the Gray in the Dark universe, to see as they're scouting sites for a movie about a famous vampire.
It's that castle, right? That exists in multiple dimensions, worlds.
It sort of. It's not the one you guys went to though. But
okay.
But it is connected, or it's a riff on that basically. So check out. So check that out a week from Monday, and then we are back on Friday with Blood from a Stone. And I believe we're back a week from tonight with more Here Be Dragons with this team as well, barring anyone telling me different. So join us for all these games. This has been so much fun. Go to our Discord to interact with us, our YouTube to watch old episodes, our wiki to see how all these things interact. Thank you so much for joining us for this. We've really had fun with this. Anybody want to plug anything, say anything, do anything?
Sure, I will continue my streak here. I'll try to continue my streak of Manzukasing really quickly here.
Yeah.
And recommend an ocean-based epic.
Ooh.
That I think is very great that no one really saw when it came out. It still remains very good. And that is Peter Weir's film Master and Commander, Far Side of the World.
It's such a good
Paul
movie.
Bettany.
That's
I love that movie.
That
It's
movie
great.
is
That's right, Paul
newly
Bettany.
relevant. I mean, I thought you're gonna say the thing?
No, go ahead.
No,
What's the thing?
Do you want to say the thing? The thing everyone says about the oceans are now battlefields. The meme.
I don't know this.
Oh
I
yeah,
have no idea.
the opening text of that movie has become a meme. Of the
really?
like April 1805, Napoleon is master of Europe. Only the British fleet stands before him. Oceans are now battlefields. It's like there's a lot of that's been a thing. Dan's referenced that to tell you which corner of the internet knows about that.
Oh, I don't go to the dance corner of the internet. It scares me there.
It's a pretty rough corner. All right. So also if please plug any stuff you guys are up to, but follow all these wonderful people's various cool things they do. If no one has specific announcements or content things you're doing this week, just follow them on their Instagrams and their Twitches and all that stuff. Cool. Well, everyone, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and lift our
Thank
candles.
you, Philip. That was really fun.
Oh, I'm
That was
glad.
really great.
a
It was
very
so much
one.
fun doing
It's-
combat.
It's a fun one indeed. We gotta love the old D&D. With that, everyone, thank you for watching. Until next time, lights out.
Oh.
Bye-bye, everybody.